Greetings, ladies, gents, oddities, and all in betweens. I'm Crimson Slave. And I'm gonna rant. I know this now. So let me get into the meat and bones of how I'm doing this. Hi. It's been a week. Some stuff has happened. A lot of random things have happened. So let me explain. So I have realized this week, due to a lot of random things happening, that I want to change how I do this format, which isn't something that super matters. It matters to me because I realized at the end, like at the bottom, at the complete bottom of whatever happens, or no matter how it looks, I do this for me. And doing this for me is a weird passion project that I do, because I'm essentially in this room, talking to myself, making videos, trying to do perspectives, trying to show off and do things for a common plan that I've always had, which is in the future, when I have friends or people look at me, people run into me in the future, if I ever meet someone, my perspective on what I do has always been, when I finish this, when I do this thing, when I get done with what I'm doing, I want to have the ability to tell someone who asks me, what have you been up to? What have you been doing? I haven't seen you in forever. My logic has always been, I want this weird thing that I'm doing to be the chronological way, to be like, if you haven't seen me at this point, every single week I made a video. Go back a certain week and be like, oh, I was doing this. Or I can be like, there's this week, I did this thing, I did that. And I realized that I wanted to keep doing that, and I want to continue to do that. Why I do this is for that perspective. But I realized that maybe the last 5 months I was in Delaware, and a lot of the time that I've been here, I haven't really committed a lot to this, because I look at this as something that I want to do. I look at this as something that I overall am doing for a reason. I do not aim to make money off of this, because I don't ever expect anything that I actually do at times to go anywhere. It's why if I stream something on Twitch, I don't expect anyone to show up to it. I am one person amongst thousands upon hundred thousands of streamers who are making a video, talking to themselves, and probably streaming to a bot. Is that harsh? Possibly. Is it deprecating? It's not. Because I feel that a lot of times the things that I happen to do, I try to do them for myself. I personally like doing what I do. I can't explain why I want to do this, because I wouldn't say that I'm a generalized person who's like has dreams of being an influencer or wants to make something that gains perspective of, I'm going to do this so I can make money off of it, or stay at home and play video games. I don't think I ever had that thing. I don't think that like doing these random blogs is something that is going to affect my life positively. So it's essentially me in a room, usually in a room a few times in a car, in a random space, updating enthusiastically what I have done. And I realized that through the time period of me being sick and being upset about stuff and double speaking and being ambiguous about stuff, I've kind of lost my enjoyment in doing this. So, why do I keep doing it? The answer is that there's two answers to this. One answer is that I suffer from really bad depression, and I occasionally slip into suicidal thoughts. And I think it would be cool if something ever did happen to me, or I do something to myself, I get taken out, that there will be some sort of living record of what I was doing, how I was. Not really as an example of my slip into madness, but for someone later to be like, people don't miss me, but the possibility that someone will be curious to know what I was doing when I was okay, and be able to see the good parts of things. It's bleak, and it's a bleak outlook, but it's true. The other perspective is that I have always had a grand joy in photography and video, and one of my big life goals is to one day be a director of photography on something. And I thought to myself, middle school-ish, that I should try to do more video things, because I think it's important to chronologize things, and I think that people that make vlogs and do stuff and share their lives are really cool people who are doing something nice. So I have thought to myself about this a lot, and my logic is I want to improve upon this thing. Why am I making this video rambling long? Mostly because I ran into a random thing, which was the 3-panel picture, and I can't explain it, really can't explain it. It's a 3-panel picture, and it's a kid and a dog walking. And the kid randomly says, "I'm sad." And the dog, also in a raincoat, it's a really small thing. And the dog says to the kid, "Add for now." And the kid says, "I'm sad, ellipsis, for now." I don't know why this resonated with me. I don't. Like, I honestly am like trying to understand why this very small concept is a thing, but it kind of is. Because, like, it's put in perspective, or giving me a reason to question the perspective of the things that I am currently doing. Because I feel now, and I wish deep down, that 3 years ago that I would have had that concept enter my life, because I feel, more so than anything else, I constantly feel that I have been boxed in. And the problem with this feeling in life is that when I feel boxed in and I feel that things have happened a wrong way, I feel that is my constant. And I will openly admit that a few years ago, that thought that I was stuck in constant things really fucked with my life. Really hard. Because at the time, I felt that I was in a situation, and maybe 5 years ago now, when I became diabetic and almost died, I felt that box really close in on me, because it felt like everything that I was doing, everything that was working for stopped. I was in this unique, annoying situation where I was working at a job that, like, literally was one of the things I wanted to do when I was a kid. I was making good money from it. I had a shitty job. It was a shitty job with horrible people, but it was fine. But I felt at that perspective, in that moment, that I was stuck and I couldn't get out of it. There are factors in that, like the fact that, like, I thought at that point in time I was going to transfer out of being stuck where I was and go to college in Lancaster. And things happened. I got diabetic. I stopped working. And I just kind of felt that I was stuck in my perspective. And people around me were kind of, it felt like I couldn't do anything to change anything. And it felt like I was stuck where I was. And I let that get into my head for a long time. And it really fucked with me. And then, like, other things happened. And I just kept feeling like I'm gonna change things. Like, I'm like someone that left my life came back into my life. I thought that was gonna be the start of something better. And I thought to myself when this happened that this would be the thing. This will be the thing that changes stuff. I have a chance to change the status quo. This person came back. I had a second chance to do something. I got a different job. I'm making money. It's not doing horrible. I'm controlling my diabetes. I can finally crawl out of this box. And then something changed in it. And it made me think that everything I was working toward in that moment became wishful thinking. And it fucked with me for 2 years straight. Because it just ruined everything. All the time I spent for things, trying to make things better, trying to change perspectives, trying to fix other problems, trying to crawl out of a box. All of this stuff made me feel like I had been stuck in this box. And not only was I stuck in this box, after that went to shit, it felt like a lid got put on me and I was stuck that way forever. And I truly felt that way for a long, long time. Horribly so. And I can admit, from that perspective, things got worse over time, and then things got worse, got better, mistakes were made, stupid things were done, and things got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And then I watched Inside. No, that Inside was an amazing thing. It was an amazing thing, and it's one of Bo Burnham's best things, one of Bo Burnham's most famous things. But as I was watching it, and I was watching this idea of this thing, it broke something in me. Like, deep down to my core, broke something in me. Because I'm not going to say that I can fluctuate anything differently, because Bo Burnham's famous, has money, has a lot of things to fall back on in life. But it bothered me so deeply that during COVID, he basically spent time in a house. And he made sketches and made all these intellectual properties. He made catchy music with lights and sound. And he did all of this stuff. And he made this song called 30. And it really made me think about all of my self-loathing and the box that I was in. Because as someone who thinks he's creative, and at that time was putting a decent amount of effort into editing and doing things and trying to come up with thumbnails and trying to progress the thing that I currently am doing, but to a really, really bad extent now, it really hurt me to know that when I watched that, it was so good, it was so inspiring, it was so interesting, and it made me remember that I essentially due to the perspective that I had in life, gave up on trying to create anything. And I really hated that about myself. Because I'm not saying I wasn't creating stuff, I was making videos on Twitch. I was making things, I was trying to do something with that. I was watching them. I was trying to do things and try to involve people that I considered friends. That didn't go anywhere. But it made me so bizarre to know that, like, this person by himself did all this stuff in a perspective. I'm sure there's like other things involved with it, people, production, and everything else, or maybe not. Maybe he did all of it himself. But it bothered me to know that he did all of that himself. And I can't say perspective wise I've done anything else. I was trying to do stuff. Like, I personally really want to make something. I can't say something good. Like, I really want to do food reviews. Like, I really want to do, like, whenever something new comes out, like something I want to try, I want to eat it. I want to eat it, record myself eating it. It sounds stupid, a little into myself, but it's not. It's just that I really want to have a perspective on something, eat it, try something new, record that video, across the board, record the video, make it, and then be done with it. Then later, go back to it, edit it, review it, add stuff to it, and then give a in the moment perspective and a I thought about it perspective, and it's something that I've always wanted to do with food. I want to have a podcast. I can't explain to you what it would be like, because I don't know. It's a podcast. People make podcasts all the time. They fail. I have no idea how to make a podcast currently, because my technological range is the cell phone I'm recording this on and an iPad. I don't know. So I don't know what to do about that. But I've had about this. But like, as I went through this week and I thought about this weird for now concept, it really resonated with me, because I cannot explain it. Because up until being here, which I will admit, being here, 3 out of 10. It's horrible. I'm with my family. Things have been bad with my family. My grandmother broke her hip. Last year, my grandmother fractured her hip. It got replaced. Last year, my grandfather fell down from being outside. I do not like being here. I wouldn't say I hate it all the time, but it does steer into me hating it. But the reason why I was in Delaware, for a lot of reasons, I really never want to be here again. My family is a collection of bizarre people and weird opinions, annoyances, balled up into a lot of problems. And I've never truly wanted to spend a lot of time with them because of how they've done things and how they are. That's bad. I'm a bad person. I don't care. But being here with them has always pushed me to this logic of, I have to leave. It's why I was in Delaware and I felt like I was in that box. It felt like a lot of the times when I was dealing with everything and I was depressed or couldn't say anything, it always felt like if I did anything, stepped out of line, said something, I would be forced to be where I am now. And because of that logic, it always, unfortunately, pushed me into this annoying feeling that I was being forced to be kept in line. And I hate that opinion about myself, because I don't like the logic of I am enslaved to do something and don't have free will. I'll unpack that at a different time. But this concept of for now bothered me and made it resonate with me, because I would realize that if I possibly could have done things differently, I wouldn't be in the situation I am now. We can't go backward in time, we can't fix things, but you know, who would think about the fact that I went from being homeless, to sharing space, relationship, long relationship, being in a room that was devoid of space, cleaning that entire room, buying a couch, going from that couch to getting a bunch of stuff, getting collector's editions, buying games, getting into pop figures, and slowly moving from one room to another to making a gigantic dragon hoard of games and videos and movies and collectibles. And I just got to a point where I was getting happier and happier, and I just kept doing stuff, and I fell out of the ability to be happy in everything, and I just was in a state of being where it just felt like this is what I was going to amount to. Things got bad, things happened, and I'm here. But this for now concept made me think that I got here with a concert ticket, metformin, a glucose meter, and a thing to poke my finger. And from there, I've gone and done shit. From that, I went from sleeping on a couch to sleeping on my mother's bed to then sleeping in a floor and yet another cluttered room. And from that cluttered room, I moved stuff and I cleaned and I made things better. And it felt like for a couple of months there, for most of the year, that I was going backward in time. Because I went from being the savior of cleaning, the person that organized things, and then suddenly annoyance started showing up. My opinions started being horrible. People started getting mad with me. I suddenly started becoming part of the problem. I started not playing by the rules. And I just slowly started to recede into myself. And then while doing that, I tried my best to play nice. And then I started playing nice a little bit more. And then I went from playing nice and sleeping on the floor to sleeping on an air mattress. Sleeping on an air mattress, I then bought myself a mattress. I then went from having one outfit, and then went from having one outfit to having multiple shirts, to having an extra pair of jeans, to getting another pair of black jeans, to getting pairs of jeans from Hot Topic, from then going from one towel to having 3 towels, then having clothes that I cared about, then went from having clothes that I cared about to thinking about the mattress I was sleeping on. That mattress I slept on led to me getting more stuff, and I slowly felt that I was going into a process that I was getting better. Possibly. It's possible. But it felt like I was, in a weird way, going different paths from what I already did when I was in Delaware to how I am now. And then this horror thought, and then this picture came up to for now. And then this week happened. This week, as I've said, I want to shade the format. I don't know. This week, some things happened. I have an industrial bar. It hurts. It actually doesn't hurt that much. It stings, mostly because this ball is against my head. So whenever like I flex my head or anything, it like pushes against it. That's why this part hurts. This part isn't as bad, but it basically it's where my old hole was, so it's not that horrible, and I'm used to pain. So it's good. So other stuff that happened this week. I got new pillows. I got Super Mario 1000-Year Door. I was at a Target and I saw a thing on sale. I now have a Dungeons and Dragons tarot card deck because I miss tarot cards. And I've just been going through all this stuff. And this concept of for now really got to me because I thought to myself, what if I, for once, in the past, since this year started, didn't think of my problems as being, what if I wasn't living from thing to thing to thing? And I started thinking about my life process more positively in a for now standpoint. And it really interestingly affected my life for the better. Because this entire time, I've been here a year and a half, maybe a year, maybe a year, maybe more. I got here in October of 2 years ago. So, yeah, it's been bad. But thinking about it, I had this thought that I've invalidly, I've done all these dumb things I want to do things better with, and I want my industrial bar. And I was thinking to myself, like, I have all this crap I want to do. And then, like, when I sat with this concept, it really put things into perspective. Because I went from sleeping on the floor with a blanket with a very uncomfortable pillow with feathers in it poking me in the side of the neck to sleeping on an air mattress. The air mattress then burst because apparently you can't wear jeans on an air mattress. And it turned to its own problem. But then I got a bed. I got a bed to having more stuff. I got a bed the same week I got a TV. I essentially used all that crap on the floor. Unfortunately, my TV is being propped up on the box that my table came in and my Dyson. But it's a concept that's only gonna happen for a little bit longer. Like for now, it's on this box. But I have plans to get something that I can fit it there. I'm gonna get a table. I'm gonna get a table. I'm gonna get a thing called a console table, which I did not know existed. Apparently, they're for like entryways and like really like, oh, Charles and Deborah have got a console table. It looks nice. Crate and barrel. I don't know what kind of table it was. I know people have tables in their houses. Apparently, like it's like an entryway table, but it's like the only thing I can probably get to put in this room that can put my TV on it. I can put my Xbox. I can put my Series X and my Switch on it, and I will be able to have all those things there, and they will no longer be on boxes. They will no longer be on the ground. Because this concept is kind of weird to me because it means that, like, for the time being, it's a thing. But I don't know when it happened, but at some point along the way, I lost the ability to look forward in a perspective of things getting better, because over the past maybe 6 or 7 years, I've been stuck with this concept of this is what it is. And it'll be that way until I or something changes. In dealing with depression, I really realized that it's bad. Which made me think about this thing that I do weekly. I super want to change this because I realize that I'm not doing justice to what I am doing, because I am not doing this in a way that is something that I want to show to someone else, which is, I think, bad. Because, like, I think to myself truly, I want to do this thing. I want to make up this thing that someone can watch this and be like, oh, you've been doing that and doing this. And I realized that like most of my videos are, I'm sick. Or the video I made like, a few weeks ago, I'm like, my voice hurts. And it's just like, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. And more, nothing happened. I've been recording something on Twitch, and I realized I'm enjoying it, but I'm also like, what am I doing? And I want to do other stuff. I played a different game for a day, and I was like, why did I record that? It was fine, but I was just like, I don't think I want to play this game. And then like I just been putting all this pressure and perspective on myself to do something different and do something better. And I just kind of took a moment for the first time. Maybe all this year, to think about what I want to do. This year, I truly only I had goals. I think I listed them out at the beginning of the year. I go last year. I didn't cross all of them, but like the 3 things that I want to do. 3 things. Only 3. I wanted to get a Series X. Why? Because I miss playing games, and I really, really want to play games now on my iPad, because it's hard to play them on an iPad because the input lag and how that works. I want to get a MacBook, and I want to get a car that works. I have a Series X now. I have a Series X now. And I realized when I got it, it was a thing and it felt amazing. And initially when I got it, I couldn't really use it because I had to like figure out some shit with HDMI cord, and I had to like use it somewhere else first. It was a whole thing, and I realized the recording would be horrible because it's insane to try to do things in this house. But like, I've gotten past that, and it is what it is. But like, I'm progressing toward things. And I honestly never really had a perspective on it. I was just like, oh, I have an Xbox now. Cool. And my brain was like, maybe I'll play games with someone. And I was just like, well, if I get an Xbox, that means like I gotta do other stuff. Like I want to get, I want to get a Elite Series 2 controller, and once I get that, I'm going to need to get more storage. And I just realized that like, even though I got something that is an accomplishment, something that I thought that I wouldn't be able to, something that like I made a goal set out that I thought would be much later in this year, I just made it into, oh, now that I have it, I have obligations to it. And you wouldn't think someone extremely happy for something that they wanted would make their thing feel like it's a big problem that needs to be solved. But there I was. So I don't know. Like I keep thinking to myself, I want to do these things. I want to fix these things. I want to be better at these things. And I want to be better and embrace this concept and do something differently than this whole for now thing that I've been doing. And I thought to myself, how do I do that differently? Because the only way to test that theory is to see where it could take me. And I did. For 2 days. I got up one day, and I washed my sheets. And I was just like, shit, I gotta put pillowcases on there. I was like, I don't, because tomorrow I'll have new pillows. Then my brain was like, what if I don't get new pillows tomorrow? It's gonna be stupid. And I was like, it's fine. I'll do them tomorrow, because tomorrow, tomorrow I'll have the pillows. I have 2 new queen size hygienic pillows. So if I roll over on these, it won't like super hurt my ear because they're flat. Like they're soft, they're not insane. Because I knew having an industrial bar would mean that I'll have to sleep on this side of my head, which is something I don't usually do. And then I was like, maybe I just clean off my bed. I could like lay straight instead of being curled up. And it's like, it kept this concept of for now. And I was like, if I move this, I'm like, no, if I move this, like, if I move this for now, I can crawl later, and I can probably make a better plan for stuff. And it's like kind of kept this concept going and going and going and going. And it's paid dividends. So, I don't know. I'll admit I've ranted a little bit and I've kind of made this concept up, but I'm making this video for me, and I really don't care. But I need to change things, because I've basically said this entire time, for a long time, that I will update you guys, or I'll fix this perspective. When I get better stuff, I'll fix it. And I realize that's not super great. And I realize that I can be doing more stuff to these videos. I can like be tagging them. I didn't know that until like maybe 2 months ago. I realized I actually, after I post these videos, I can go back and edit it and change stuff with it. I can be doing more stuff with these videos. I could be using the YouTube Studio app more efficiently to check things. I could be making more effort into what I'm doing, instead of this, it's out there, no one's gonna watch it, why should I care? And that shouldn't be the thing that I should be doing for the thing that I care about. So I'm gonna be doing things differently. So there's that. So I will say this. Going into next week, I will be approaching this video series a little differently. And I will be doing some different series. Stop. I'll be going into this a little bit differently. How differently will I be doing this? Simple. I personally am going to work on a name change for how I address you guys. Don't get me wrong. I like saying ladies, gents, oddies, all the in-betweens, but I feel somewhere along the way I took that from something else. I don't know where I took it from, or if I like changed it from how I heard it. So I'm really working on that. Because like, I have long-term goals for what I want to do with my channel, and none of them make any sense, I will admit. Like, I do this video series and I want to keep doing it, but I realize that trying to do this on Mondays and sometimes Sundays work better, that I should really try to make this into a floating thing. I realized that I haven't looked at my YouTube channel on a computer screen forever, and I really need to change that. I really do. I also realized that once I do at some point get a Mac, that I'm going to have to use more stuff, because all of my assets, all of my crap, is in a storage facility container somewhere in my storage thing in Delaware is my thing. So I'm going to need to do some different stuff. Like, I feel that I want to get different art, and I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I'm either gonna draw something really bad and try to make that work, or I'm going to do a thing, because once I get a computer, I'll be able to record video from that. It's gonna be a whole thing. But I'm gonna like do better, because I want things to be better, and I need to like fix this perspective of how I'm doing this, because I want this to be different. So I'm going to work on a different way to address the video or the community. I don't have a community, but like I'm going to work on a different way to address this. I'm going to try to be an important warrior. Try to change my cadence in the way that I'm doing this to include more stuff. This means for me, I'm going to need to do more crap. Like I'm going to need to like take my planner with me places instead of being like, it's fine, I don't need to write things down, I'll wing it and do it all in one take. That's why this video currently right now is 40 minutes long. Maybe if I had bullet points, I'd be like, okay, this, that, this, that. Who knows? It could be better that way. Maybe if I looked at this as something that's actually fun to do, instead of something that I feel is a personal obligation, which kind of is, but it's a personal obligation that I enjoy doing and shouldn't be doing, it might go better. We can only know until I try something different and fuck with it. So, that is what we are going to do. I don't know. So, yeah. I realized that if I want to fix that, I need to fix how I end this too. Which means that like I'm not like, I think the work would be like I'm not rebranding or anything. I just need to like fix how I want to do this to a way that makes it feel better for me. I really gotta work on that, because I don't know what that is, what it looks like for me at the moment. So yeah, this is rambling. This is rambling. And it truly is my Insomnia files, because like I slept for 13 hours today because it was Memorial Day, and weirdly I got off Memorial Day, so I decided to sleep. Because yesterday I felt bad, but I took the wrong meds, which made me sleepy instead of like the, okay, you're not gonna vomit, go. So, yeah. I don't know. But, either way, sorry this video is long, it's a little rambling, I can't do anything about that. But, I really do hope, across the board, if you listen to this, or you took it to the end, I don't know. I hope that you, the person that's wasted probably 45 minutes of their life, enjoy what I did. I don't know. I really hope that you enjoy what I do. I'm doing this for a lot of dumb reasons, and it's weird that I'm doing it for myself. But if someone watches it and is like, huh, or people hate me or whatever, I don't know. I'm doing this and I enjoy doing it in the end. So, yeah. I hope that your week was good. Like, it's weird because like I used to literally go 2 or 3 days checking in on people and being like, hey, what are you doing? How are you? Or like I used to like live literally a walk between me and my best friend. And I don't know. It's weird to know that like occasionally I do stuff and it's like I'm just doing this. So I really hope that your week was fun. I do. And yeah. Next week I'll probably have something else to report on. I don't know what that is yet, but I will have something to report on. But before I leave, it's on my head. Clancy came out, 21 Pilots' new album. It's super good. I got to watch part of their video stream, which was really interesting, because I think the videos that they made were really good, and I think the album was really good. But I think, seeing how I listened to it on my way to work, it's not that it's short, it just flows really well together, and I'm just like, oh, it's over, shit. I'm back to overcompensate. Good album. I'm happy about tarot cards. I really am. I'm still struggling to do stuff with D&D. I really want to do stuff with D&D, but I realized with a little bit of encouragement from other people that I do D&D online. It's kind of hard to do D&D online with just a cell phone and a really filled iPad. So I'm going to do some stuff with that. But overall, I'm happy with my week. I was light pain with my industrial bar, but it's fine. I got tarot cards, I got new pillows for my industrial bar, and I did some slight cleaning. I think that it's been a cool week. If you're interested, if I do anything else, oh wait, shit, I also went to go see The Fall Guy. I went to go see it next to a really jumpy guy and his wife and 2 and 3 friends who went together, and it was a good movie. I'm going to try my best to pick that up next week, or maybe pick up Fall Guy, or maybe try to pick up the Mean Girls musical, the new one, because I wanted to see the behind the scenes footage, and because I have a Series X, I can put disc in it, and I can watch behind the scenes footage. So yeah, I don't know. It's been a weird week, and it's been a good week for once. But I will hopefully make something next week at some point. So much stuff. Until then, ladies and gents, I have Crimson Slave. Ta.